Page 38, Piano Sonata No. 8 in C minor, Opus 13. This is a theme from the second movement of that. This is the Pathetique Sonata. Very famous, every piano player plays this at one time or another. 4/4 time. There's no sharps or flats given, we got accidentals. So this one is a C major or A minor. Because it could be either one. Well, look at the end. What does it do? At the bottom of page 41, the last couple notes. It's ending on a C major. I figured it's C major. Right hand. Not hard to hopefully these are okay. And it's second line. Let's look at the fingering here. There's different ways of fingering this, and this isn't that one is right and one is wrong. There's just different ways of fingering it. So they're starting out with 2, and then they want to go up to 3. It's okay. That puts you in position for what's coming. Or you can just do 4. But whichever you do, when you get to the second line, that thumb needs to be on the first note. Here, this way you're ready to go on. Then the last line there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So those 16th notes are on the end of 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And I just feel them. There's a 1, 2 and 3 and 4. C sharp. Just their fingering is fine. This chord, these 4 notes, there. This is the triplet there at the top of page 39 there in the second measure. The 4 note, that's a chord. That's the fingering for it. That's what I recommend. Their fingering is good. And then scrunch up 2. And this is similar to the same melody. Thumb. I recommend for the F sharp D you do a 2 here, and you can do a thumb on the G. So we're connecting it all. And then third finger. Again, third finger. Fifth finger. Their fingering is good. Now at the bottom, second measure, play it with the 5th finger and substitute the thumb. You got time. 3rd finger, 4th finger. Basically we're in this position. On page 40, cross. Second line. Oh, here we go. Just real slow and careful. 1 ienda, 2 ienda. After the half note, 3 and 4 and. Watch the fingering. 3, 1, 3. So first you got to get the fingering in the notes. So you forget about the rhythm. Just get the notes. So you're here and then here. And this is the A in the first measure there, you see it? Three, 1. Another fingering you can try on these. This is the second measure, the second line there, here. I put 5th finger on the B, and then I just go down. And you cross over 3rd finger on the D, and then a little finger on the E. To me, that's an easier fingering than I only crossed over the thumb once. To me, that's easier. They're crossing over the thumb a couple of times. Blech. But if you want to use their fingering, go ahead. But I prefer mine. You have to take a pencil and pencil it in. Then when you can get the notes in the fingering, you can go back and add this rhythm. So it's the first measure, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. I could go 1 ienda, 2 ienda, but I like to just think the 16th note. So I go 1 and 2 in, and I know there's 2 16th notes in there. It's a personal thing. Let's go on. Here, 3rd line down. let's go down to the bottom, the last measure there, here. So just keeping the thumb here. Go on. We have these two-note slurs, and I prefer to do this. You're going to go up and down here. So it's up to you on how you finger them. I do a 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. It's up to you on how you finger the first measure there on top of page 41. But we need a thumb on that last eighth note. And connect those two measures together. Don't split up. Just here. It leads into that. We're back into the melody to do what we did before. For the most part, keep the left hand really soft. Of just these broken chords. Just make sure you got all these notes because they're not always what you think they're going to be. That's an F sharp. It just kind of crawls around the keyboard there. Go over to page 39 at the bottom. Last line, you're here. And then up here at the E's, I recommend a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And then G sharps. Top of page 40, treble clef. You can do a 4, 2 or a 5, 4, 2. Or a 5, 3, 1, and then here, and that is a C, D, and an F sharp there in the last note on the second line, and then a G and a B. And now we get to the two-note slurs in the left hand. I do a 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3 here. Again, the last line, second measure, same thing. Now there they want a thumb on the last eighth note. That's good because it prepares you for this chord. You're in position for the next note. So now go ahead and connect that D to the chord. Connect them all together. Then you go back to what you were doing before. And then once you can do the hands separately, you kind of got the fingering and the notes worked out and the rhythm. Try putting them together slowly. I'll talk about all these slurs a little bit later. Let's just see if we can get the hands together. Last measure, or the last line on page 39, we're here. So basically it's the same melody, but we're an octave higher. Let's go over to page 40. Take a look at what's going on over here. Second line, where we got all this mess going on, you're here. That sounds terrible, but that's what's written. Just get the left hand out of the way so the right hand can have it. Take it slow and easy until you can get it. And try and go ahead and hold this down as best you can. You lift it up when you play the C natural, right there. So it's a... here, the left hand gets it. These two-note slurs need to be brought out here. See, the melody is, and it needs to sound like one hand played all of that. So that the last line. These two-note slurs in here. So back to what you were doing originally. Now let's go back and add the articulation. You have to be careful because a lot of these lines, there's a combination of reasons why they do the lines the way they do, and it really doesn't affect how you play it. And that's what's the problem is. It's very confusing. At the beginning, it's legato. The whole piece is sort of legato, sort of. But there's exceptions. So just play it legato. See, this is all connected. These in the left hand. No, I just connect this left hand completely, all the way through, all the way. Keep the left hand legato, but go ahead and lift the right hand. So we hear a break there. Now here, I would connect in the last line of page 30, I'd connect all that in the right hand, all the way across here. All of that from the last note in the second line on page 38, the G, from that note all the way over to the top of page 39 on the second measure C. I would connect all of that as one phrase in the right hand. The left hand, I would connect everything since the beginning so far. And here, these staccato, don't make them short. Just disconnect the notes. We don't want to go from a nice smooth piece like this and suddenly you get, that's out of context. So just separate them. Same thing here, I'm going to connect both hands here. Now here lift up the right hand for the G sharp. But I would not disconnect that. This is all to me one phrase. I would connect third line down. I'd connect all the way over till you get to the end of the line in the right hand. And here again, separate these. See, I think those triplets above should have had a slur over them too. That indicates a long staccato. Here, you just separate them. And the left hand you connect all of that. And then at the bottom there, and again in the right hand I'm connecting all of this together. Top of page 40. Now here in the second measure of the first line, now you can lift up for the A. And again, lift up. Because now it's starting to get exciting. We've got tension going on, so it's not all going to be smooth and legato in here. The left hand is, you're still getting this smooth and legato thing as best you can with repeated notes. But the right hand, now it's something's starting to happen. So again, just go to the top of the page or here. Finally, it's resolved. The tension is resolved. Now you come. again, there's two-note slurs. I tend to do a little retard there, but and you're back to what you were doing at the beginning. So get a feel for this, and there's different reasons they do these slurs this way. One reason is because back in the early 1800s and before, it was a style of the time, the music notation at the time, that you did not cross a bar line, a slur over a bar line. So it's like in the left hand on these, they would not cross any of these slur lines over a bar line. That doesn't indicate how you play it. What it means is you play it legato all the way through. You're not separating each group. Here, they're apparently doing it kind of keeping with the beat in the right hand, but you play it all legato. I mean, the pedal cover it up anyway, but I want to feel it legato. I don't want to lift up in the left hand on the... No, I want it all flowing together. All together, all the way through until I get to a rest or a staccato or something. Dynamic. That's the right hand. Keep the left hand out of the way. Soft. You're going to crescendo to here, and then you come back down. Because now you're back down to soft. Still soft, and that's the right hand. The left hand is still very soft. Now crescendo, come back down. Da, da, da. You're loud. I personally think this is better off at medium loud or moderately loud, not really loud yet. This is not the climax of the piece. But it's a contrast to what you had before. And that's the idea. We want the contrast. It's a different musical idea, it's a musical motif, but it's not loud yet. Keep the left hand softer though. You get over to page 40 and you're carrying out this tension until it all kind of breaks, explodes sort of at the second line you'll hear, because you're loud in here. That now it's now it's soft. And you crescendo here. What it is, to me, it's a swell. You crescendo and you come back down. They don't tell you to come back down. I'm suggesting it though. So it's here. Because the soft again. So you're swelling up there and then you're coming back down. Like you were at the beginning, sort of. Then at the bottom, you're soft. Then a molto ritardando, slow down a lot. And at the end, the last measure in the left hand, I recommend a 3-2 on those. So you can do a thumb on the E, play it all legato. If your hand's big enough, reach it. If not, you'll have to move down. Now we need some pedal to add some color to this, some overtones, and to smooth it out. It's going to be overlapping pedal, or legato pedal, syncopated pedal, whatever you want to call it. The notes go down first and then the pedal follows. And then when I change the pedal, I'm going to play the notes first and then let the pedal up and push it back down after I play the notes. So the pedal is always lagging behind the notes. It's overlapping just a little bit. This ensures sound all the time. So at the beginning, they're doing it every 2 beats. Okay, we can try that. Let's see what happens. Here, I would like to hear the phrase in the right hand. So I have to pedal it with the right hand. I'm going to lift it up with the right hand, not every 2 beats, just with the right hand. Now I'll put it down right after I play the 4th beat. So in that second measure, the second line, you're here. We don't pedal that. Don't pedal that. Okay, and then here, same thing here. And again, I want to hear that break in the right hand, so I'm pedaling. Don't pedal. Now here. And I'll lift it up right after you play the 3rd beat there. So for the most part, I'm actually pedaling it like they're showing. Yeah, that astonishes me. I seldom like the pedaling they provide, but this pedaling isn't too bad. Let's go to page 40. Again, the tension and the excitement is starting to build up, but we're still going to keep it legato here at the top of page 40. And there's no pedal in any of that other than what they're showing. So here, 3rd line. Here we want to hear the 2 note slurs, so we don't pedal that. It would cover it up. See, this is no overtones, no nothing. It's just a whole different kind of sound than what we were having before. Then in the last line again, there's no pedal in any of this. We have that contrast in page 41 between the 1st measure and what follows, and that contrast is important. So don't pedal the 1st measure. Now. Relax. Different people will take this at different speeds. It should be a gentle piece. Depends on what mood you're in, on how gentle you're feeling, but the idea is get into it where you can feel it. And then you put in the dynamics, you feel the dynamics, and don't let the pedal overpower everything. Be very conscious of the sound the pedal is making at all times.